On the Tiger front, there's a lot on the line tonight.
Yeah.
And I think the person who has the most on the line tonight isn't even picking up a bat and isn't even throwing a ball. We could talk legacy game for Skubal and making up for last year. We could talk about the bats and come on, you got to deliver Riley Green, Torkelson. Scott Harris has the most riding on this game.
Yeah, but that has no bearing on tonight's game.
Right, but if they win, does he win is my question.
Yeah, to a certain... I guess in his mind, maybe, but not to my mind.
I'm asking you and the fans.
No, he doesn't win because he still could have made the team better without getting guys like Paddock and even guys, Seawald and go on and on. Finnegan was a good signing, a good trade. That's it. And they didn't get a bat.
Look, to me, they're doing this in spite of him and his deadline. But if I was him, the case I would make would be the case he made at the deadline. The team that makes the flashiest moves doesn't always advance. Seattle added 2 bats. Yankees added a whole new bullpen.
How about San Diego?
Where are they? Yeah, San Diego gave up their top prospect. Where are they at? Where are they at? I'm looking for them. Are they on Fox this weekend? Like, in a lot of ways, Scott Harris wins if the Tigers win tonight.
Well, Chicago, the Cubs, they were criticized for being quiet at the deadline. Look at them. They could knock out the Brewers' best record in baseball. The Brewers didn't make a big splash, did they?
No.
But they got back the pitcher. I'm losing it. He came back in the middle of the year. Brandon, is it Webb? I think so. Anyways, I can't think of it. Whatever. But the Dodgers, they didn't make a huge move.
No, they didn't.
Toronto?
No.
So all 4 could say, yeah, the splashiness at the deadline doesn't matter in October as much.
See, I know more than the fans. Right. I mean, that's he would never. He's not going to go into a microphone, and I certainly wouldn't expect him to do anything like that. But from a perception standpoint, he would be the big winner. And the flip side is also true, by the way. If the Tigers lose tonight, I mean, there will be someone who performs poorly that you could single out.
Right.
But it's going to be about, hey, Scott, remember the deadline? Remember how haunting you thought it would be to give up a prospect? A single prospect of note? Pretty haunting to lose the same way in the same game that you did the year before.
Correct.
You didn't do enough to improve this organization. It rests on you primarily. So to me, he has the most riding on this game tonight. It's a Scott Harris game more than it is a Skubal game, more than it is a Torkelson game, more than a Riley Green game.
I get it, except I don't even know if he cares. As far as,
he shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't.
But we do.
Yes, the perception of us would.
I don't do that.
Especially, let's say, Suarez has a huge hit tonight to win the game.
Yeah. And Stoney, I don't think he cares, but I don't do a show for Scott Harris.
Oh, I know.
We do a
that.
show for the listeners, so we want to know, do they view it that way? That if they win, he wins, and if they lose, he loses, that he has the most riding on this game tonight?
I think he loses, in my mind, if they don't win the World Series. And here's the reason why. I just think there were opportunities to make the team better. Whether it was getting Bednar in addition to Finnegan, Suarez or some other bat, the inability to move, at least to, and what we believe, if we believe prospect lists, prospects like 5 through 10, one of those to get to better your team, I think that's a failure.
World Series or he failed?
At the deadline, yes, absolutely.
If they advance further than they did last year, and they advance further than the teams that bought, while it's not how I wanted him to conduct the deadline, I have to lay down my sword, just to be fair. It's how I view it. 248-539-9797. You guys don't have to.
I know.
Stoney, that position's entirely fair because you're always going to want it more.
Yeah.
We could have done more. Wherever the season ends, if it's not with them as the last team standing,
right.
could one more piece have made all the difference, especially the closer you get.
Yes.
If you find yourself in Game 7 of the World Series and you lose, could you sit there and go, I wish we had one more piece?
Now, let's say, that, Finnegan continues to do well, and maybe even Rafael Montero gives them something. Then you can sit there and say, yeah, the deadline stuff worked a little bit. But until that happens, no.
How about wins for now? It depends on how some of these prospects pan out.
That's true as well. And obviously not everyone's going to turn into a stud. And the other story, I don't know if it's true or not, what John Morosi intimated that Troy Melton was a part of any kind of ask for a team, and he refused to give up Troy Melton.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm just. I don't know if it's true or
So
not.
all I would say, and I haven't asked Morosi about it, but I did see that. We had Morosi on around the deadline,
Right.
and that was not the narrative at the time.
Correct.
So it would become a very convenient narrative as Melton pitches better. See, this is the guy they wanted. Well, I didn't hear that report at the deadline.
True.
At the deadline, it was, could you give up Hyu Lee or Max Anderson,
Right.
guys in the back end of your top 10, not Clark or McGonigal,
No.
but a top 10 guy to go get a proven impact bat or arm or both?
Right.
And the answer was no and no.
Right.
248-539-9797.
By the way, the pitcher I was thinking of is Woodruff. He came back in
Right.
July for the Brewers. They got red hot. He won like his first 7 or 8 starts. Now he's out again. That was like an ad for them because that's when the Brewers took off this year.
Correct. Well, they win like 13 in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
The Scott Harris question, and then the game itself. Let's talk a little bit about tonight and whether people are optimistic or not, because I know it's been a yo-yo, a roller coaster ride for Tiger fans. We'll talk about the game tonight and Sunday night with the Lions. It's 97-1.